You can see how much spin that's got.
So good. Yeah, I love these wedges.
It's nice. Very, very nice, Mikey. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So tonight, as we film this tonight, it's not during the day, as it normally is, we have the full review of the Callaway Opus Wedges, brand new to the market. Mikey, been maybe a couple of years since Jaws Raw.
Yeah, and there's been a bunch of like iterations of Jaws Raw over the past few years as well. But
feels like we were ready, didn't it? We were ready to see a new wedge from Callaway, something a bit different.
Yeah, something, you know, I'll say in our fitting matrix we had Jaws Raw. I wouldn't say we fell out of love with it. It kind of went away in the background. But this, I think, shelf appeal, obviously it looks great.
Nice, isn't it?
We did our YouTube live a couple Mondays ago, and to be able to hit it, you know, kind of live on camera, give our like opinions right there and then. One of the nicest looking wedges I've seen from any OEM in the last couple of years.
Yeah, you've had a little crush going on.
Oh, you never know.
Oh, no. Well, you know, we're going to dive into sort of three of them today. We've got 50, 10, S grind. So 4 grinds. They've got the S, the W, the T, and the C. We're testing mostly S and T today. We'll get to the W and the C at some point. There actually is an Opus Platinum as well, which is really an interesting one. There's going to be some new material, some tungsten added to the top rail to change or raise that CG. Really sort of, you've heard us talk about CG and how vertical CG impacts launch and spin, really driving that launch angle down, Mikey. Hearing some bold claims from Callaway as low as 5 degrees lower in launch and testing. I mean, you really would need to change the CG a heck of a lot to see that. But again, you know, we'll test them against one another once we have the Platinum in store. Yeah. You know, if I saw a couple of degrees, I'd be over the moon. So to hear, you know, they're seeing as much as 5 for some players is staggering, to be truthful. So 50, 54, and we've got a 60 in the T, 6 degrees of bounce, bit more relief. Either that's the one that you can open the face. And
yeah, of course.
You know, it's a box of tricks, that one. What initial thoughts on the shape and things like that?
Yeah, again, very classic looking shape. It doesn't, it's by no means is it smaller than, you know, we've seen some wedge companies, they go a little bit smaller in their, you know, tour inspired shapes.
A lot of that.
This is the Callaway's most tour tested wedge. There's been a lot of players that have been using Opus that has been stamped other stuff to get their feedback. But like I said, shelf appeal or bag appeal, if you see this in someone's bag, it will kind of catch your attention. Is very sleek, very, some call it plain. It just looks very sleek and modern, which is nice.
It's as busy as a wedge needs to be, which is not very. That's it's always the right answer when it comes to a wedge. Brushed chrome, black shadow, and raw available through Callaway Custom. So three finishes, 2 that you'll see at retail, and 1 available if you want to order your wedge directly from Callaway or through a retailer like ourselves. We can order through Callaway Custom, the raw version, which I think will be nice. I'm looking forward to seeing those as well. Some subtle little changes in design. We've got a little bit more of a rounded sort of leading edge to the wedge, Mikey, especially when we get down into the sort of higher lofted wedges. Something as you open it that allows the wedge to sit a little bit more square relative to the face angle. We've got a little bit of a longer hosel in order to sort of, you know, relocate and position that CG, you know, exactly where you want it from a feel and sort of launch spin perspective. The milling on the face is very, very interesting. We talked quite a bit about that yesterday on the live.
Yeah. I mean, you also have, from that milling with the grooves being a little bit smaller down below, gives you that ability just to get to the ball a little bit quicker, you know, crispier shot, but also, you know, increased spin a little bit around the greens. When we were hitting this wedge, the 58 or the 60 the other day, you know, we're hitting it on quad, and the amount of spin we were getting off these little 50-yard pitch shots was nuts. I mean, you look at the face, you can see the golf ball has been chewed. I mean, it is fresh grooves, but we looked at the golf ball we were using in the test, and it was fried after it. So impressive to see. Obviously, you know, to get that little bit extra, you know, contact to make the ball spin a bit more.
When you look at the face of that 50, right, the lack of milling versus the 60,
crazy.
How aggressive and angled that milling gets. You know, so I'm really excited for, you know, we normally do our little kind of like partial wedge shot at around 50, 60 yards. I think we're going to see some spinny ones out of this.
Definitely,
this
100%.
for sure. All right, let's start with some gap wedges and sand wedges, then we'll get to the fun one.
Strike.
Not bad.
First couple swings, thoughts on the feel?
Yeah, feels good. I mean, we said that in the live, didn't we? Really, really good feel. They feel, I mean, whether anyone cares or not, I think some people really do. It feels like it's soft forging.
Yeah, some of those higher end Japanese brands, that's what
it does.
I think it looks and feels like, which is important.
Definitely.
Good swing. Lovely.
Does exactly what you'd want a gap wedge to do.
Yeah, very simple.
No complaints. All right, Sandy. So for me, rule of thumb when it comes to my speed, Mikey, every degree of loft, I move distance about 3 yards. So add 4, degrees of loft. I'm looking at about 12 yards less than that. So 108. Face good strike.
A little low on the face, but my God, that's some spin. I don't know, people probably watch these videos and they hear us say it sounds great.
Yeah.
But it really does sound so solid.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to say, but I kind of like how simple it is. It's tons of, like, it's got the tour-inspired shape, and it's got the groove tack and, the face milling, but how simple it looks, how simple you're hitting it, like, there's nothing there that's saying it's making it do even better. It's just, I think it's a perfect package all around.
Totally. It's kind of just... Yeah, I know what you mean, and I don't want to call it no frills.
Yeah.
But like in a way, it's just like...
I'm not trying to bash it to say that it's simple. I think it's
got everything you'd need it to have and no more.
Yeah.
Doesn't need anything, the Opus Platinum has more.
Correct,
That has more of that. Like that is something going on with the technology story. But this is just like, if you want a wedge to be a wedge, this is a wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, bold claims to say, the perfect wedge created for 2024, but I think it's all the package you want.
Really good.
Okay, Fraz, obviously 50, 54, like we said, kind of the perfect package, very simple in a nice, polite way. I'm not calling it basic and boring. Into the 60 now at 70 yards here, over some water.
Yep.
Again, in the live, probably our favorite wedge out of the bunch. I know it was for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how this sits. I really do. The more actually I kind of use it and set it down, the more I like it. So like very much forward with the grind, very familiar. I think the T, designation is going to be similar to other T designations that you'll see out there. So I like it. Like we've got 70 yards. Let's see if we can get this. I have to, I think, get this past the flag, but.
Lovely. 9,600 spin, 33 launch.
And honestly, like
49 descent.
this is a wedge where you can really let loose. Like, you know, I'll hit some basic ones to start with, but you can have some fun with this in a second. I'm kind of having a bit of fun with it, Mikey, because I know that that's a bit of a backstop.
I think though, like you're confident in the first initial, you know, very basic clean shots.
Yeah.
The fact that you can go at it a bit more and have a bit of fun with it, nice to see it perform even more.
Yeah, like I'm actually taking some spin off these, and I'll exaggerate this one, but I'm actually trying to hit little draws. You know, getting the face a little bit shut, trying to get the ball to kind of spin a little bit left. And that's to keep the spin off it, to be honest. Because in a minute, I want to have some fun with the cut shot with it. So I'm just literally just trying to hit something that's more like around my body. Just has a bit of that shape that way, because I know it's got tons of spin on it anyway.
Plenty control.
Okay, let's go a bit crazy with it. What do you think we can get the spin to in this one?
You're gonna hit a little cut one?
Gonna hit a cutty one.
I mean, I'd be shocked if you can't see, you know, 10-5 out of it. A little dry.
Spin a little cutty one. Should be 10. 96. So with this one, we kind of want to make sure we get enough loft on it. 54, it's not bad.
There's some spin.
Spin there. Got to be 10.
Yep.
Okay.
10-1, it's good.
So you can sort of really start to work it. Now, we start playing with that dynamic loft a little bit. And you really start to kind of rip on it a touch more.
You chew your golf ball up, but it's spinny.
So 10-5.
There you go.
So like, well, the fun thing with a wedge like this, for a player who kind of likes to work the wedge a little bit, but you can play with loft a touch.
Yeah.
Play with the face angles, play with path really predominantly. So I started off maybe 3 right with the path. Now I'm 3.5 out to in with the path. So with a little bit across it, that's where that milling, that's where the angle of that milling, you're kind of square. You're kind of hitting the ball square to that angle.
That a little across it, shot, we obviously can't do it in here, but I'd love to see what this is like out of a bunker, green side.
Yeah, totally. Totally. That would be a lovely one to hit that, just that little zippy one. You can see how much spin that's got.
So good. Yeah, I love these wedges.
It's nice. Very, very nice, Mikey. Three kind of wedges there that would just give you so many options. Standard 50 and 54, then box of tricks, as I said, with a 60.
Yeah, I mean, obviously spins high on all of them. Distance control, I would say, with most of them is standard deviation super tight.
Yeah.
The 54, technically, the reason these 2 dashes are there is because they're,
spun over 10,000.
Yeah, spun over 10,000 at, 92 standard deviation. So really, really impressive wedge.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to sell well in the store. We know that. When we test it, we know immediately, is it going to be a winner or is it going to be something that's going to kind of struggle for its place? We're going to be pulling this and that before it. Yeah, it's going to come in there and really sort of get the respect to the fitters, because I think the players will give the feedback that they love how it looks and feels.
100%.
All right, guys, Opus wedges. So a little bit more detail. We'll look at the numbers there today. We talk a little bit about some of the features, and they obviously show the functionality of the wedges. Really, really impressive stuff. I think, it's a wedge that's going to let the performance do the talking.
Yeah, like you said, the fitter, once they get their hands on it, get it in customers' hands, the little bit more playability, especially for the maybe lower handicap, out of these is impressive. I said it off camera there. I'd love to see the spinniest 60 degree right now, and I'm gonna give my
throw your hat in the ring. That might
say that this is it. But super clean. We called it simple, no frills, very basic, but in a good way.
All in a good way.
It's probably, perfect package wedge right now.
Lovely, lovely. All right, guys, let us know what you think. Yeah, great. Appreciate everyone who joined us in the live. Those of you who like our more traditional in-depth review like this, let us know your thoughts on Opus. I would sort of temper people to not throw this one in with the other wedges that they may have not liked, from Callaway. I think, it's different from Jaws Raw for sure. I really like what they've got here, and I think test it, right? Have an opinion once you've tested it. Try not to have an opinion from what you've known in the past, or kind of maybe even just the looks of it from the badging or whatever, because I think some people just have an opinion on things. I know Cody, one of our team, said yesterday that it looks very different in person than the pictures. Yeah, you have to see a wedge in the playing position. No one, I would say, is going to be disappointed when they see this one in the playing position.
No, 100%. Really, really impressive.
Good stuff. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you again soon.